Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to On Your Mental. I'm one of your co-hosts, Ruben.
Bienvenidos. My name's Kabir.
For God's sake, he's trying to learn Spanish. You'll hear about that in this episode. Welcome to the season finale of season 3. Can't believe another year has gone by. And Kabir and I were just going to be recapping what this year has looked like for us on a personal level. We've got a few questions. Those questions will be your chapter markers for this episode. And we're kind of wanting you to think about the same questions yourselves, as the audience. Take away something to reflect on how you came out of this year and how you're going into the next one. And it was a nice little chat.
It was, yeah.
Nice little wrap up. Yeah. We hope you all are going to enjoy. And we'll see you in a
Smash
second.
that like button.
Smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And there's comments on your answers to the questions, actually.
For sure, yeah. I'd actually read them.
He wants to be proven wrong about his own.
I won't read books, but I'll read those comments.
You and me both. All right. We'll see you in a second when it starts. Peace. You come here often?
Once every couple of weeks.
Once every couple of weeks. Take my pants off. Have a good day. Is this visible? Kind of. Doesn't matter. Can I trust you to set up hanging out with Aziza sometime?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're going to do the trivia night, no?
Oh, yeah. Fuck, that's next
First,
week.
Yeah.
And that's on Wednesday? Tuesday
Tuesday night. I forgot what time it is.
Let me add it to my calendar now.
Let me check
You don't
what
even
time
keep
it
a
is.
calendar.
Hello, Tinder notification.
Hello. Really?
And it's a fake one. No, let's see. And it's
What time is it? Because I have a haircut at 5.
new match.
Hello. Cabs is on fire right now. Everybody's got 15
right. No. I'm trying to find the
for everybody listening while you're finding this, we're gonna do an office trivia night next week with
me, Ruben,
Aziza, who's been on the podcast,
and a couple of Aziza's friends
and a couple of Aziza's friends
that may think they know The Office.
Wait till they see us.
Yeah,
I tell you,
we're gonna dress up, right?
you got sure. You got to tell me if it's like certain episodes, if it's like only the Christmas ones or whatever, because then I'll study. I'll study up hard.
Are you gonna study up hard?
I'll study up while hard.
Yeah, that's true. See, this is what it is. Here, I'll try to send it to you now.
Yeah, sure. Just, but what does it have the time? Let me add it to my calendar, man. I keep a calendar.
Copy.
I saw the date right there. It has to have had the time.
I'll just send it to you anyway.
It's gonna make me go through the extra step.
7 p.m.
Opening 7 p.m. Thank you, for God's sake.
It says Office Christmas Trivia. Would that be? That would be. Yeah, it says Christmas Trivia. I'm assuming it's Christmas episodes.
That would most likely be the case. Yeah.
We have to study the Moroccan Christmas.
Moroccan Christmas.
Moroccan
yeah.
RIP Morocco today.
Yeah.
Made a good run. That was good.
They lost in the World Cup.
I really wanted to see them go to the finals.
You wanted them to go to the finals.
Yeah, yeah. Underdog.
So I guess, yeah, when I told you earlier that I wanted France to go, you were disappointed that I wanted France to go.
Yeah, just who wants to see a repeat?
It's cool. It's cool, man. And then they go for a three-peat. Think about that. A three-peat in the World Cup would be insane, but they got to get a repeat first.
Yeah. It's tough.
No. But no way, man. Morocco was playing really well, though. I don't know if you were watching the game.
I was. Yeah. They were, you could almost say they were controlling the game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They had so many attempts.
Mm-hmm.
So many attempts that looked really good. But it's rigged. Right, guys?
Oh, you want to know our team name for the trivia night?
We have a team name?
Voldemort.
Voldemort.
This team Voldemort. I would have suggested Team Shut Up About the Sun.
Team Shut Up About the Sun, please, man. I find it interesting that like trivia nights can, like, you just get a bunch of people who are just nerds about the same shit.
Yeah,
coming in.
I'm a little scared to see.
I'm worried that people are gonna know it better than we know it, and I feel like we know it really well.
Well, I feel like there's probably going to be a bunch of people there that have been to trivia nights as well.
Mm-hmm. So like tenured with it. I wonder what the difficulty level of the questions is going to be. How detailed is it gonna end up being? Like what color was someone wearing? No.
Yeah.
No
Are they
way.
going to do it office style, where they go to the bar and then they write it on the thing and they just hold it up?
They better do it
The
that
Einsteins.
way. Yeah, the Einsteins. The Einsteins win. Man, I'm excited for it though. Either way, I think it'll be fun. It'll be cool to do something fun to do at the end of the year, and that's fine enough segue for what we're doing today. Today we're wrapping up season 3 of On Your Mental and wrapping up the year 2022. Ain't that something?
Gift wrapping.
Tied up
For
in a
our
bow.
viewers.
Do you use bows in your gift wrapping?
When available, I like to
When
use a bow.
available, yeah.
I
What,
like to use a bow.
like a bow that you tie or a bow that you stick?
I would like to tie a bow.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, but who's got time for that?
I would like to tie a bow. Do you? I don't know why I think that's funny, but do you? How often do you have a bow accessible?
Well, yeah, exactly. I have a bunch of those. I know I have a bunch of those stick-on bows.
Yeah.
At home. But then
love
it, like,
those.
Yeah, I mean those are very convenient. Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's something about the tie.
art.
It's authentic. You got
Yeah.
the bow. You see where it's coming from. It goes
Yeah.
around the bottom.
I love it when it goes around the bottom. Speaking of bottoms, before we get into today's episode, anyway, I'll give like a preface here, but because this is early on, so y'all know what you're getting into, you know what you're about to sit through and listen to. We're gonna be wrapping up the year. We're gonna be reflecting on how this year has looked for us at a personal level, with a few key questions, and those questions will end up being, I think, the chapter markers for this episode. So. My suggestion is listen to these questions and think about them yourself too. I think it's a good idea to reflect on any experience, and why not reflect on a whole year?
Mm-hmm.
But let me get back to my little segue there. Speaking of bottoms, I wanted you to give our audience your take on the recently introduced laws in Indonesia. Since you were in Bali not that long ago.
What's the law? You can't. No sexual intercourse.
I don't even know if it's just you can't have sex with someone who's not your spouse.
Yes.
Or is it
Or
you can't
not-
even be in the same room? Like you can't sleep in the
No,
same
really?
bed. Because I thought that I had read it was you can't sleep in the same bed as someone who's not your spouse.
I just saw the sex thing.
I don't know either
Can't
way
have
it is.
sex unless you're married together.
Is it even worth it to go to Bali now?
Good thing I went when I did.
And that's what I wanted you all to hear, folks. That's it.
I'd be in jail for the rest of my. No, I'm kidding.
Locked up in Bali. Next thing you know, you're getting traded for who's the Russian guy that just got let out?
Victor
the Merchant of Death.
The Merchant of Death.
Have you heard him speak?
No, I haven't.
He's quite an eloquent speaker.
Is
He
he?
had like an interview with that news channel or whatever, RT Russia Today, I want to say is what it is. He's a great speaker, and he has a lot of admiration for the U.S. after being in their prison system,
right.
for the people of the United States, not for the government. It's an interesting actual little snippet. If you can find it, like, go for it. But
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that he's
probably a smart
educated.
guy.
Yeah, he's probably, I don't know. He's got some ins with the U.S.
Yeah.
Probably all over the place. I don't know.
But the U.S. got shafted in that trade. I'll tell you, man.
It's all the pressure from the people.
Legit, yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing as like free Kodak, and then Kodak got a presidential pardon. Like this guy, man. Was it you and me that were talking about that? Presidential pardons?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah. Like, and how many are there?
Right.
Like,
And how many do you get? One a year or something?
No.
But no, remember there was like
they give a lot.
I don't think there was a limit. I don't know if there was.
There's no limit, but
like
different numbers.
Yeah, I was looking at the average, and it's like hundreds per whatever term
presidency.
they serve.
Yeah, like a term of presidency,
Yeah.
which is a lot of people to be like, "Yo, you're good."
Yeah. Like, do
That's
they?
crazy.
How in detail do they read about this stuff,
Yeah.
or is it just like, this is probably one you should sign off on? All right, sign off.
It's got his advisors come in.
Yeah.
Yo, the people said this guy is
Yeah,
good. We
yeah.
want him back. Man.
This will get you the vote.
Yeah, that's probably part of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Has to be, man. Crazy. Anyways, let's dial it in here and we'll focus on our year. First of all, this is like not a planned question. I have my questions here, everybody, but how did you feel about On Your Mental this year as a whole? How did you like doing
I felt
this
pretty
again?
good. We definitely ventured outside of the just friends on the
Yes.
podcast. We got some new
Yes.
people. We met some new people.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting for me because I'm not about meeting new people, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, I know that about
Right?
you. Yeah.
But in this room and in this environment,
Mhm.
it's completely new to me. So it was cool.
Mhm.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. What about
Yeah.
you?
I enjoyed it too, and I feel kind of the same way. It's like we're taking baby steps here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to branch outside of our comfort zone, and I think that that's important when we're talking about the stuff that we do talk about here, because everybody has a story, and all of our friends have a story, I'm sure too.
Yeah.
Right. If we wanted to like really dive in there and like pick at their mental health and
Right.
everything. But it's cool to hear the perspective of people that we don't know, because then I think it's a bit more like a genuine curiosity. I don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't have any background knowledge of how you are. And
Yeah.
I found that to be an interesting challenge too, was like just stepping into those conversations.
Right.
I was a little nervous,
Yeah.
typically being the one guiding
yeah.
some stuff, but yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm excited. I'm excited for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Next year's cool. I'll give you all a little preview here before we get into our questions for
Merch.
today. Not sure about that, but you never know. Next year we have a plan for how we're going to go about things. I'm not going to give away like too much detail about it, but for everybody who listens and watches the podcast, the last episode with Jazz Paul was a bit of a teaser of what next year is going to look like. We didn't say that explicitly in the episode. We didn't even tell Jazz Paul, but the way that I planned that and the kind of questions that I prepared for that is how I'm hoping to take us through next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it makes it more approachable to more and more people that we don't know.
Right.
And I think that's the key piece, is starting to reach out to people who we haven't had a real conversation with before.
Mhm.
Here, come into this space where we feel comfortable, and hope you do too.
Yeah.
And you start sharing.
Yeah, for sure. Makes it easier for them to, because then when normally you would pick the topics,
Mm-hmm.
and
like
then they
a
would
topic,
have to,
that you
and
got
they
to
would
talk
kind of
on.
have to adjust to it.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's more centered around them.
Exactly, and I think that's how we did it with Jazz Paul. It was about his experience.
Yeah.
So let's do that for everybody that
So
comes
get ready
on
to
here.
empty your wallets.
Get ready to empty your wallets for some merch and some good conversation.
OnlyFans coming soon.
Yeah, the fucking Jazz Paul and Derek are doing it. Why not? No. Let's get started. Me and Cabs, we're going to reflect on our year. First of all, I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you. There we go. Let's start with the first one here. Is there anything over this last year where if you took some time to reflect, if you thought about it and you're like, you know what, I feel really proud about that thing that I did? There's a few that come to mind for me,
Sure.
but I want to know from you first.
Sure. Funny enough,
Mm-hmm.
maybe the most proud, I'm trying to word it properly.
Yeah, sure.
The most proud of a thing.
Yeah,
that I've
the
done.
thing I'm most proud
A
of
thing this year that I'm most proud of. There it is.
doing.
Doing happened. Occurred just yesterday.
Just this yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, it happened
What happened?
yesterday. So I was at work at the community center, and there's
Showed up for a shift.
yeah, showed up on time. We have a games room at the community center, and it's got like a foosball table, pool table, other stuff in there. I think we got video games in there, and I heard some shouting over there from one of the kids. And we've got a youth leader in there. So she's staff and she works there, but she's like 18 or something. 18, 19, I don't know. She's definitely on the younger side. But and then I heard that, but I wasn't too sure where it was coming from, because I'm like on the opposite side. And then one of the youth from the games room comes over and he's like, hey, and we need your help over here. There's like an argument going on. So I went over and then I talked to the youth leader, and she said one of the youth was threatening her.
Oh.
Yeah, and like kind of like got up in her face. So this kid is like, he's 14 years old, but he's like a bigger kid. And I know him from a few years ago. I used to run a day camp and he was in one of the classes, but he's got a bit of a temper and things aren't too great at home for him either. Not the best situation, but so he was threatening the youth leader because him and one of the kids got in an argument, and then she tried to like kind of de-escalate the situation, but he kind of turned on her and he threatened her,
Mm.
And then he left, and then he came back, and he was waiting in the building. And when I saw him and I recognized him, I kind of waved him over, and then I sat him down, and we just had like I just asked if he wanted to explain what happened, and he was like super fuming still.
Yeah.
But I was able to talk him down after that.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was
man.
like a good 10 minutes, and we chilled, and then he'd forgot about it all, but I was trying to remind him that he, you know, like he can't be doing that in here and stuff.
Yeah.
But I got him chilled out, and then
You had a heart to heart with the
I did.
young
Yeah, I
guy,
knew I was.
man.
No, the reason I'm proud of it is because I was able to connect with him.
Yeah.
Not so
man.
much about like. Yeah, I'm more proud that I was able to have a normal conversation with the kid
Mm-hmm.
and like have us relate to each other and
Mhm.
just have a mini connection there
Mm-hmm.
rather than like shame him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just, you can't be like that.
Yeah. I was still trying to like remind him of the rules and everything and
Mhm.
and do that, but I was also like connecting with him too.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's
And he was
actually
like
really
completely
sweet.
calm. He was to the point where he's like, man, I just want to like buy this community center and like I could live here. I would like barricade off all the doors. I'd put my room over here and I put a pool hall over here. And he's like, and the gym upstairs would be my gym.
Perfect. It's a gym.
It's like that kitchen over there. That would be my
My
kitchen.
kitchen.
Yeah.
that shower room, that'd be my shower.
Yeah.
This guy, man.
But no, I thought that
That's
was
awesome.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And he's got a pretty like bad temper. So
No kidding. Why? So, do you feel like that's a unique like thing for you to run
I
into
think so.
that? You think that's new?
I feel like I've always enjoyed connecting with people one on one.
Mm-hmm. But I know you got your semi like resentment towards kids a lot of the time.
Yeah. No, that was when I was doing
When
day
you were
camps.
being the day camp guy.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
got like 20, 30 kids there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that was
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
That's
I
awesome,
thought.
man.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Yeah,
that's
no, it's
very,
something I feel like I'm proud of.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have known what to say this year.
Man, that's a very like genuine connection thing. Like it's very
Mhm.
it's very empathetic, and it's very I don't know, you're being a good guy there, especially when you're dealing with a younger age group, you know. I can feel intimidated at the idea of like trying to connect with them, because it's like, how could I,
Right.
you know, what could we possibly have in common,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What did you connect on, if you can remember?
We sat down. I was like, he was trying to like explain the situation, but he was like visibly and like verbally still angry,
Mhm.
right? And he was trying to like swear to get his like emotions out too. I was like, first of all, stop. You gotta stop swearing.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that, first of all. But just tell me what happened. Just like I'm not going anywhere. Just like I'm
Mhm.
sitting right here. Just tell me what happened calmly.
I feel like
And then he
that'd
was
be
telling me
really
what
reassuring.
happened. He was telling me that he felt like unfair, and I was like, well, she's doing her job. Like, you have to respect that and stuff. And then I just let him chill out for like a good 5 minutes, and then I had to go back to do some work and stuff. And I
Mhm.
was like, just sit right there. I'll come sit back down with you.
Mm.
He came up to the front desk after, and he was just talking about random stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. I like just saying that, sit right there and I'll come right back to it.
Yeah.
Like that's it's when someone's going through something that's like difficult, because obviously for that kid, like that would be something that at the time was difficult for them. Like they're
Mhm.
frustrated, they're just like emotional, right?
Yeah.
Like you're giving them a piece of accountability
Mm-hmm.
that I'm gonna be right back here and I'm gonna keep talking to you. Just wait here for a second. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's the same idea of like, if someone you know is going through something tough and you want to give them some level of accountability, like rather than just talking to them for a second and be like, okay, you're good.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm gonna text you again tomorrow and we're gonna pick this up again. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like something like
Mhm.
that, right? It's the same kind of idea, but
Yeah.
on a much smaller scale.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah,
Proud of you.
that's
That's
it.
awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to be proud of.
For sure.
Yeah. And
Other
just
than-
yesterday,
yeah,
ringing into
just
the end of the
yesterday.
year, the rest of the year was garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Toss it away.
Man, for myself, this
Yeah.
is it's a much more like selfish thing, but the thing that I'm most proud of, I think, is probably changing my job.
Yeah.
Was
no,
finally
for sure.
like taking that step. The last couple years were difficult, and it was difficult.
Yeah.
And anybody who followed the podcast over the last 2 years has known it was difficult, because I would always rate my work scores in our check-in episodes a little low.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's just so much like like, what if this doesn't work? What if there isn't anything out there? And a lot of self-doubt would build out of it, because I would think that these skills that I've learned at my job don't translate anywhere.
Right.
Fuck it, man. Happy New Year, everybody. I used to work at Apple.
Nice.
I used to work at the Apple store. I was doing well there.
Yeah, you
know,
were.
I was one of the more tenured people, and I was really good at my job. I was happy with my job.
Genius, some would say.
Yeah, it's for a part of it. And the most pretentious job title in the world. Yeah, and it was I don't know, it was just time to move on from it. You know, it wasn't the right fit for me anymore, and that's okay. But I was like battling with that for so long, because it became part of like who I identified with. I remember when I first got the job there. You'll know them, Laura.
Right.
And she designed the logo for the podcast when this thing first became a thing. Shout out to Laura. I don't know if she still watches this stuff, but if she does, she does. I remember when I first got the job, she's like, yeah, you seem like an Apple guy. And like that kind of thing just
Right.
like sticks with you sometimes, you know. It's like, I am that guy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd be like the guy like you're going to for discounts
Yeah.
or whatever, you know what
Right.
I mean? I know what new like stuff is out when it's out,
Yeah.
and I've got the answers about what's new, you know? Like,
Yeah. The thing is, you're still that guy.
yeah,
Maybe the company changed.
maybe the company changed.
Maybe.
Who knows? I won't shit talk them. That can't be done until a year after I've left. So, nah, man, it became a big part of me, as you know. And so it was a lot for me to even start thinking about leaving. And that became very draining. That process took a lot of energy to look for another job. And it was well worth it, because I talked to you about that too. And I said it on the podcast, I think, as well, as like when I hit that moment where I ended up with 2 job offers
Right.
from a place where I was like hitting a fat dead end, just like smashing my head against a wall, to now having 2 ways out was huge, man. It was just such a big relief, and it didn't come. It's funny, like as much as I'm proud of this, I'm also thankful for the people who helped me get to that, right? Because both of the places that I ended up getting an offer from came from referrals of people who like I knew from a while back, you know, and so like they're putting themselves on the line for me, putting their neck out for me to have a chance to get my foot in the door. But then I did the work to make it happen, you know, and then close that door on my way in, you know. So I think that's what I was most proud of for me, was making that change, because it was huge and it's been so positively impactful.
Yeah.
I've lost weight. I've lost 5 pounds of
Lean muscle mass.
no. Yeah, I'm just shrinking, man. No, I have one of those smart scales.
Yeah.
Right, and so it says I've gained, I think, 4 pounds of muscle mass.
Wow.
And I've lost the same in fat, roughly.
Nice.
So I've stayed around the same weight, but I feel better. I'm stronger. I'm squatting.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say this is even related to the job.
He's
It's like,
not paying for this apartment. He is squatting.
yeah, I'm a squatter. The thing about this new job is it's given me routine and work-life balance, like the stuff that you hear about.
Right.
You know, the fact that I'm off every day at 3 is fucking sick for me, man.
Nice.
I finish, I walk away from my office. I'm working at home. That's also really nice. And then I go to the gym and I have a routine. It is something I'm definitely thankful for. I know it's a privilege to be able to do that in this Western world, lovely city of Vancouver. But fuck, man, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Hey, we're both proud. And this is for, again, I'll rehash this for our audience. Like, think about what you're proud of this year. There's got to be something, right? Doesn't matter how big or small. There's something.
It's probably not going to be as good as mine.
Yeah, I mean, this guy like changing lives, affecting them.
I would like to hear what other people are proud of. Maybe in the comments.
Maybe in the comments.
Maybe
if you're willing to drop one.
If you're willing,
you know?
if you got the balls, or the what is balls for women? If you got the balls.
I didn't want to say what I wanted to say.
If you got the eggs.
If you got the eggs.
Yeah.
You
Put it
know,
in the comments. I kind of want to read it.
Well, yeah.
What are other people proud of?
Yeah. Leave it.
Make me look bad. Or make me look good.
Make me think mine was shit. All right. Continuing on in our visit of ourselves. What's maybe like the standout thing for you that you learned about yourself this year? Maybe about how you are the way you are.
This one is still taking a little bit of self-reflecting, so I'm not sure.
Like some additional work.
Yes, this one's still taking some additional work
And
to
that's okay.
get a clearer picture on this one. But I think I do enjoy meeting new people.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you know me, I don't.
Yeah.
I as I've said, I shy away from the social interactions, but I think that's just like the bigger groups maybe when there's more than like 3.
When you're outnumbered.
When I'm outnumbered,
Yeah.
more than like 3 random people at a place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when if you guys are at like just that other week when you, AJ, and Seb and Megan were at the Kathy's place.
Yeah.
And then I was on the phone with like AJ or Seb, and I was like, how many random people are there?
Did you actually say that?
Yeah, and they wouldn't tell me. Yeah.
And there were quite a few.
Yeah, there were quite a few. And some of them looked the same. But
Crazy over that.
But I met a bunch of new people this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think I enjoy connecting. I enjoy connecting one-on-one with people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's something I've learned. I think I enjoy meeting new people.
Why do you like? What parts of this year have made you think that?
Going on dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like meeting new people on a
Yeah.
date? Eh?
Yeah. I tend
It's just
to.
terrifying.
I tend to meet the right person on dates. I feel like people.
Like by the time you're meeting them in person.
Yeah, it's already been like hashed out that we do have like similarities or we vibe at some level.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, meeting new people is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, just not too many at once.
Yeah. Not a group date.
Right, not a group date.
I feel like maybe you're the common denominator there.
Right.
You know, maybe they're all going so well. This guy, fuck this guy, man.
What?
Oh, my first dates with new people are going so well. I
No,
just have such a good time on my first dates. I'm just playing, man. That's cool, man.
Yeah, but you.
No, I'll ask you.
What are you gonna say, huh?
I know what I learned about myself this
Yeah.
year for sure, but I hope that like feeling like what maybe I want to ask a little bit more though. Like, what do you mean that you feel like this needs a little bit more discovery then, or more work?
Because I'm not sure if I actually enjoy, if I actually like meeting new people, or it's just the people I've met like this year have just been
Right.
know,
If they were just standouts.
yeah, they're just standouts.
Right. I get what you're saying.
Even people on the podcast, even like Jazz Paul and Derek, I met this year. They're
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. The Life of Giving guys.
Yeah.
I never really met Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was nice for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I feel the same way to an extent with you. I'm really uncomfortable in a room with a bunch of people that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was like a significant step for the two of us to be at the one Team Cinnamon and Oak thing that we went to this year. We went to like a Movember fundraiser thing, and it was just like not fundraising at that event, but we went for like a mental health panel, which was great, run by Mitch, who was on the podcast as well. He's with Movember, and he orchestrated the Team Cinnamon and Oak for this year's Movember. That was something I was proud of this year too. I got a second one in, eat shit, and
Second what?
second thing to be proud of.
Oh, okay.
Kiss my ass. Anyways, yeah, it's like being around a large group of new people is a little bit intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I don't feel confident in myself sometimes.
Right.
You know.
I would like to be like eventually. I'm 27 now,
Yeah.
but one day I want to be that guy that, you know, when we walked in, we're
Yeah.
just kind of like mingling at first, but we're not really like, just for like that first
Yeah.
minute. I want to be the guy that goes in there like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Put her there, you know?
Yeah.
My name's Kabir.
You'll get
Who
there,
the fuck
man.
are you? You
I
know?
feel like it takes like a supreme confidence in yourself to be able to do that, man.
Yeah,
like
I
to
guess
know
so.
who you really are, man. Like, I'm fucking me, dude. And I'll come in there, I'll shake your hand, and you're gonna wish you were me.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are? I am. Man. Okay. To answer my own question there of the thing that I learned about myself. This year I learned that I need to listen to myself more, and I need to be honest with myself more. I think that came up in a lot of ways. I think that came up in my relationships. I think that came with different people. I think that came up in my work, right? I think that came up just with like how I would view my own emotions and feelings around things. Is like to go back to the work example, since I've talked about it already, like I knew I was feeling bad for a while, but I wouldn't do anything about it. You know, I wouldn't take the actionable step to address that thing. I don't want to get into like too much detail about like private life stuff. But I started the year in a relationship, and that relationship ended this year. That was something that I like felt why am I feeling that this isn't working for me? You know what I mean? And I had to confront that reason for why it wasn't working for me. And there was a lot of it that was like, no, you can push that aside. You can ignore that. Like you can just bear that and be okay with it. And I couldn't. And I think that I've realized, or I'm learning, that I'm the kind of person that like I got to trust my gut feeling a little bit more. You know, I got to kind of like entertain that more than I do, perhaps. Sometimes I feel a gut feeling early on, and maybe that's why I dismiss it, is because it's like, how can you think that you haven't given this enough time?
Right.
You know? And I think that that's where I need to be better at just listening to myself and being okay if my gut is telling me one thing. You know, I don't know. I think that following with what what the inside of me is telling me what to do feels like a better use of time and energy than it is to fight it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But is it then in these situations, is your gut telling you one thing and your brain is telling you something else, or what?
I think my gut's telling me one
Or
thing,
is it
and my brain is logicking me out of that thing. Like my brain is telling me, I feel deja vu. I feel like I've had this conversation before. What the fuck? I feel like my gut is telling me one thing, and then my brain is trying to come up with reasons why that thing isn't true.
Right.
Or why that thing shouldn't be true, or why that thing could be true later, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think so. So that's what I feel like I've learned about myself this year, was that I need to listen to myself more. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I need to follow what I think every time, but don't immediately like push it away.
Yeah.
Like don't not think about it.
Yeah.
You know, like don't dismiss how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Like listen to it and
Right.
then dive into it a little bit, entertain it,
Sure.
journal about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something to flesh it out a little bit more, rather than let it be a thought that came out of you know?
Yeah, and just shoving it away.
Exactly.
Rather find the root of where this thought is coming from.
Exactly.
Or this instinct.
Try and understand it a bit
Because maybe
more.
it's coming from nowhere, or maybe it's coming from somewhere.
Maybe it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you find out where that somewhere is, it's probably worth it to start pulling at that a little more. That's what I
Yeah.
feel like I learned this year, and what happened. So that was what I learned about myself. Listen to myself more. Hey, you. Listen to yourself more, man. On to our next question here, Cabs. How do you feel like your outlook on mental health might have changed this year, if at all? Maybe it hasn't changed. Maybe it's been reinforced.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just more so been reinforced. I feel like I may have become more empathetic. Possibly.
More than already you were?
Possibly. Yeah. I think it's just been reinforced, like you said. Yeah. Nothing major. I haven't had too many, like shake-ups this year.
Sure.
That would make me think otherwise.
Not a lot to throw you off.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, not a lot. Not too many injuries this year either. So.
And your physical health is very much tied to the mental health for you.
It is. And it will be, unfortunately, for as long as I'm working out.
It should be, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's it's the same thing in that Stutz documentary, which I thought was wonderful, and we talked about a little bit last episode. You probably still haven't seen it, have you? Nope. It's all right. the same thing there though is that life force thing that you can always work on. That
Right.
base level is your relationship with your body, right? And
Mm-hmm.
for you, it's about fitness, right? It's about
Yeah.
exercise,
Yeah.
being strong,
Makes
sturdy.
me feel good. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
hell
does,
yeah,
yeah.
man. So I mean, you say that your outlook on mental health is reinforced.
Mm-hmm.
What is your outlook on mental health then?
If I look at it as a whole picture, I've got it under control.
Sure.
I think it's something that can fall off the rails sometimes,
Mm.
but you'll always have a hand on it.
Mm.
And it's up to you whether you tighten the grip
Yeah.
or you let it loose.
Right.
And it's up to you, though.
Right.
And all you can really do is strengthen those muscles in your hands, you know?
Mhm.
But
With hands that big.
but you never know. You never know what happens in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And all you can do is mentally prepare by, I don't know, what can you do?
I mean, you look at your maintenance, right? And
Yeah.
for you, that's what Mitch said when he was on, right? Was we talked a lot about maintenance and maintaining your mental health rather than being reactive to things.
Mm-hmm.
Find what works for you in terms of feeling good. Like
Yeah.
what is that for you? And for you, a lot of that is physical fitness, right?
It's routine.
It's routine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to borrow that to segue into my outlook on
Yeah.
mental health. I feel similarly to how you do, which is that I feel more accepting after this year for any outcome that I might run into.
Right.
I'll come back to that in a second, but I've also discovered with this new job, I like routine. It feels really good for me to have this routine of starting a Monday to Friday and I end at the same time. I go to the gym. That's been really important for me for the last 2 months with this job. I've been going, I think, about 5 times a week, which is awesome for me. And I feel really good with it. So I value those similar things. I've also revisited journaling a few times. And there was a big break in the year for a couple months where I wasn't doing it.
Right.
At the same time, I was feeling good, but also I'm feeling good right now too.
Mm-hmm.
But I've still been using it again because I was reminded of that maintenance stuff when Mitch came on the podcast and he was telling us, like, you gotta like keep up with the habits that work for you.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So my outlook is that I am, I think, more accepting of the possible outcomes of things. And to maybe touch on that a bit more, I think that this is also maybe something that I've like learned about myself, but it's part of how I view how I deal with things. Anyways, I've mentioned before how I'm like a little bit hesitant around conflict. I don't like to deal with conflict, but I think what I've realized is that I don't like to deal with conflict because I make up in my head how someone is going to react to something before it's even happened.
Right.
How someone is going to react to something that I say. I paint the picture in my head, and that will stop me or encourage me to have a conversation that I know needs to happen. And that, I think, fits into my outlook on mental health too, because it's like I need to be better at accepting any possible outcome, whether that's with an individual who I have a relationship with, right, a connection with, or whether that's with myself just encountering shit in life,
Yeah.
right? Be okay with whatever you run into. And then you take your piece and you fucking grab it by the throat when it gets off the rails,
Yeah. Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's also okay to be not okay.
It is okay to fuck,
Yeah.
man. Throwing out the cliches out here today. It is okay to be not okay, though.
Yeah. As long as you're because this too shall pass.
That's how many can we get here, you know? You might think the grass is always greener. I don't remember if you and I were talking about how sometimes you need to be the one to learn the lesson. I don't know if it was you. I don't know who I was saying it to then.
Just have a conversation in the mirror.
Yeah. It might have been with like my colleagues, but
Colleagues, wow.
colleagues, coworkers, big corporate talk. You can hear things that are cliche.
Yeah.
You can hear things that have been heard a million times before, and you can hear them and you can understand them. But sometimes I think it's not until you experience something that makes you like really realize that thing to be true that then you learn that lesson.
Mm-hmm.
it's like as a kid you get taught a million things by your parents,
Right.
but it's just falling on deaf ears. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's
for
like
sure.
they're just saying shit, but you don't understand it.
Yeah.
People that's what's for all of life. People will make the same mistakes. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? People are gonna do the same fuck ups. Nobody ever doesn't run into a problem in their life. But I think that, yeah, if you realize and pause for a moment, like you might say it's okay to not be okay,
Mm-hmm.
but until you've come through that on the other side,
Yeah.
you might not realize that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You might not be okay right now, and you might think that like you're a piece of shit for not being okay right now, or that you're somehow less than, but that's not true. You're all right.
I'm all right.
You got something in his eyes here. He's
Yeah.
all right, man.
It's okay to not. Okay to have something in your eye.
It's okay to have something in your eye. It's okay to not be
It'll
okay.
Come out.
But like the whole cliche thing, it's fun to like laugh at what a cliche is, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
There's a reason why they're cliches.
there's a reason why they're cliche, and you'll eventually run into something that tells you why it's a cliche
Mhm.
and makes you go, oh yeah, that shit's true.
Yeah.
And then it seems less corny at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Couple more questions here
Sure.
to get us through to the end. For you, if you had to describe it, for each of us, 2022 was the year of what? For me, I'll
Yeah.
Man,
if you
you've
don't
been-
mind
yeah,
going
you've been
first,
starting
sure,
first
yeah,
every
about
time.
Jeez. Okay.
for me, 2022 has been the year of taking chances.
Yeah.
Even when I think just to the start of the year, took a chance with trying a new relationship out.
Mm-hmm.
Right, was really happy to. Right, and I've known like negative feeling towards it at all. It was a good chance, and it was okay that it ended. It's okay to not be okay. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Took a chance with looking for new work. Took a chance with trying to learn to be by myself. Evan, my roommate for a couple of years, moved out in May. Moved out in May and bought a home with his partner Fanny, and congrats to them and all that. I'm pretty sure I said it at the time, but yeah, I've learned to live on my own, and I enjoy my space. I've learned to love my space, but that was taking a chance too, you know, like, I don't know, I could have immediately panicked and start looking for a new roommate, but took a chance to stay in that. Took a chance recently with more personal things, and that's stuff that I'm not going to be talking about here,
Right.
but that worked for me. You know, I was scared to do something.
Mm.
I was nervous to do something, but I did it anyways.
Mm.
And it was the right thing to do, you know? For me, 2022 was the year of taking chances, taking chances for myself. How about you, Cabs? 2022, year of what? The rat?
Year of the rat. I don't even know. What year is it, by the way?
Not the year of the rat.
Okay. I don't know. I have a hard time rounding things up. You're
Yeah.
pretty. That's your thing. Your thing.
When you round things up, though, you're absolutely. I'm saying this about me. You miss a lot
Yeah, sure.
when you round things up.
Right.
There's so much more to
Yeah.
this year if I had to sit and think about it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use this to tie it together.
Okay. You're tying together whatever you can.
Whatever I can, man. That makes sense. Peace, peace, peace.
Right.
Boom.
2022, I think, would be the year of very vague, but learning for me.
Sure.
Learning how I interact with people,
Mm-hmm.
that I like to travel.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You
I like
did
to travel
few
to
of
new
those.
places as much
Yeah.
as I like to go to Mexico year after year with the boys.
Nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
guys.
I like to travel to new
Bienvenido a
places.
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went to Miami this year.
Doesn't even remember
Yeah, I
where
forgot
you
about
went.
that. It almost felt like last year or something.
Miami, Bali.
I hate that place.
Bunch of scumbags over there.
There are. The year of learning. I really enjoyed learning new languages.
Sure.
Didn't really learn anything in Miami,
Nothing.
but
Pig Latin.
big Latin in Bali. Just yeah,
Oh, right. Yeah. You came and you
Yeah.
said it at the start of the podcast.
I was
after that.
I was very much keen to learn words. I was like on every day I was there. I was like scrolling, trying to learn new Balinese words.
Sure.
And I was like constantly asking the drivers that we had there, and trying to talk to like people at the market and stuff.
That's awesome, man.
I had a lot of fun doing that. So,
trying to immerse yourself in the culture. Over
yeah,
there,
it
huh?
was, and
Yeah.
it felt really good. Yeah, I was really happy doing that. So,
Mhm.
learning for sure, learning about myself,
Yeah.
learning some of the things I like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. A little bit of refining who Kabir
Yeah.
is, man.
and it reminded me of a lot of the talks that we have on here where I'm saying I don't like to put myself in uncomfortable situations, but
Mhm.
those are the ones that are most rewarding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes I think of uncomfortable situations as situations I'm avoiding,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's not necessarily always what it has to be. It can mean uncomfortable as in something you still might want to do.
Yeah.
You just don't do often.
Yeah.
Or you don't
It's
do
just
often
new
enough.
to you. It's
yeah,
so foreign
it's just
to
something
you.
that's new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. No, that's a good point. Yeah. Like uncomfortable doesn't mean something that you don't like doing.
Right.
Uncomfortable can mean
It's just outside of the norm.
outside of what's normal to you.
Mhm.
It's outside of what's comfortable to you. It's
Mhm.
uncomfortable. It is the word.
Yeah.
There it is.
English.
Man, English. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. English is the best. Cabs, as we wrap up with this last question here. First of all, thanks for being such a great co-host. Loved having you.
Oh, I love being here.
Excited for next year. Barely. But let's talk about next year for a second here,
Sure.
which is this last question. What's your mentality going into 2023?
I want to do some learning next year, for
Do
sure.
some learning next year.
Yeah, I want to learn some maybe new
Yeah.
languages. I want to get that Spanish under my belt. You know?
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
be fluent in Spanish for sure.
That'd be sick, man.
Yeah. I'm on download Duolingo.
Oh, really?
I've had it downloaded for months.
Yeah. It's like getting ready to order that Goggins book. It's just there.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
been in my cart for.
Fuck man. But yeah, I'm definitely want to learn more for sure. That's the
Cool.
mentality. I want to keep things going as they are.
Do you feel like you want to be more open
Yeah.
to new things then?
Sure. Yeah. Open. Yeah. I want to be more open to things, but I also want to be, I say I'm a bit of a yes man sometimes
Sure.
when it comes to certain things, but I want to start doing things my way and like figure out what I want to do,
Mhm. Be a bit more deliberate, intentional with it
Yeah,
too then because of that.
Yeah. I'm a man who likes to go with the flow a lot.
Yes.
So
You've said
maybe-
that many a
yeah.
time on here.
maybe shake things up a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the mentality going into
See something you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
try and learn how to be that thing, do
Yeah.
that thing.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I want to be the guy that says, "My name's Kabir."
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you.
We'll see this guy at 32 years old. We'll catch up with him in 5 years. He's fucking dominating.
Just me in the mirror. Fuck you.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So your mentality is going to be that you want to go into next year ready to learn and make it a bit more your choice what it is that you're
Mhm.
taking part in.
Yeah, because this year, I've learned about things that might interest me or
Mhm.
that I enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to figure out more
Pull on
things.
those
I wanna
threads
do.
some more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. My mentality going into 2023 is that I want to do a lot more work on being the best me for other people.
Mm.
And I think that ties into a lot of what I've like gone through this year at a personal level. And I think it ties into that thing that I've learned about me, which is like I need to listen to myself a bit more. I think in doing that, that's going to allow me to become a better version of myself. If I'm no longer pushing away feelings, thoughts, emotions, whatever it is, with logic, right? Like let those things hit a little bit more and entertain them some more. And I think that's going to let me continue to be a better person. I want to focus and keep this routine that I've discovered I love, and continue maintaining a physical body that's healthy too, that I feel happy with, because I think that I've reinforced many a time, and I think more so now than in recent memory that's important for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that allows me to be a better me, or
sure.
one of the pieces that does.
So you're throwing logic out the window is what you're doing.
I want to try and throw some logic out the window, I guess. Yeah, like I feel like I'm an overthinker.
Yeah.
We know I'm an overthinker. Right. I want to overthink a little bit less because I think I overthink my own emotions.
Right. That makes sense.
And if I'm overthinking my own emotions, I think that's not allowing them to be what they are.
Yeah.
And that doesn't let me be who I am. Ipso facto, work on being a better me. That's my mentality. And I'm doing that with the intention not just for myself, but to make my relationships with the people I care about better. Stuff like making more of an effort to engage with other people, to see other people, like friends that I haven't connected with in a while.
Right.
Because I also know that is going to make me feel better. You know, like that's going to have a positive effect on me. But it takes effort sometimes to do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not convenient. It doesn't just come to you because I'm so focused on doing shit that I think I need to do, like logically, and fuck that, man. Want to see somebody. Stuff like that, you know? Yeah.
Makes sense, yeah.
That's my plan. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah.
You all will too. And that wraps it up. 2022 in the books. Everybody, hope you had a lovely year too. Think about these same questions.
It's been a year.
It's been a year, man. It has been a year. Yeah, fuck. We're done a whole other year this, man. There were 30 something episodes this year.
What?
This year.
30 something?
30 something.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot of talking, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hours.
Yeah, a lot of hours with our viewers not paying us.
Yeah. This guy's all about the money next year. I don't know. I like this free thing.
Yeah, no, it's good.
No, I'm just playing. Y'all gotta start paying us eventually. We'll figure out a way. Thank you all for joining us this year. I'm going to talk to the camera for a minute here, Cabs, for God's sake. You take your own, huh?
This way. Tell us what you got going
on. Thank you all for joining us this year. A lot of you reached out over the course of this year and said how an episode helped, a conversation helped, the whole podcast in general helped you in your life grow in some way or navigate something that you were dealing with. And that's the kind of thing that reminds us that what we do here is really important and it has a lot of value. Maybe important is not even the right word. It just has value. And there's reason to continue to do it. We have no plans of stopping anytime soon. We're taking a break for the next month and a bit just because we got our own family to see. We got friends to see. We got some time to just relax. And you all should too. Our episodes aren't going anywhere. You can rewatch something if it mattered to you.
Yeah.
But next year is going to be really great. I'm really excited for what we're going to do in 2023. And I'm excited for what will be season 4 of On Your Mental. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good year.
It's going to be a really good year.
Yeah,
it's going to be another year. Anyways, we hope you all enjoyed this one.
Smash that fucking like button.
Smash that fucking like button for God's sake.
I don't want to see less than 10 likes.
Tell us what you're proud of. Oh, they won't be less than 10.
Are there?
No, they're always more.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We get more than 10. We get close to like 20 something.
Okay.
We'll get to it. It's, you know what?
It
doesn't matter.
If we get less than 30 likes on this video,
yeah,
Ruben's going to let me give him a frontwards wedgie.
Absolutely.
Atomic frontwards.
But then I want them to give more likes though. Oh, if we get less than,
then yeah.
If we get more than, we'll do it on camera. If we get less than, I just get fucked.
Yeah, there you go.
Man. All right, everybody. We'll see you all next year. Have a good one. And
happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Take care. Say hi to people you love. Whatever. Yeah. We'll see you then.
Stay strong.
Peace. Thanks, Cabs.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.